Hey, it's Tuesday. Back on Tuesday, a toy kind of mood. I'm Travis Moody, your captain of the ship today. My co-pilot is Bobby Bear. What's up, my friend?
What's up, amigo? What's going on?
What is going on? We have to do Tuesday because I'm on a shoot tomorrow. And yeah, things are crazy right now, which is good. And it's WrestleMania weekend, brother. So we had to do this tonight and back on our old
It
time. But
happens.
yeah, it happens. Got to make adjustments. Got to call an audible. So got to go with a plan B and C sometime. So man, how you feeling today, Bobby?
I'm good. Got good weather. I've got. I mean, it's actually everything's going to go right for me today. So I'm in a good mood for tonight. I'm in a good mood, a good kind of mood, if you will.
Yeah. Well, and good thing because we got a great topic tonight, as you can see on the screen above us and below us. We're going to talk about this amazing Maverick figure from Ramen Toy. Before that, we'll also talk more about what Ramen Toy is all about and kind of some of their 80s nostalgic type items.
Mhm.
And we'll get into some stuff. Our main topic today is will this fit in your G.I. Joe classified? It's a military figure, right? So, some of those questions have been somewhat answered, but we're going to dig into it deeper and, of course, see what the fans think about that. And then we'll also, I actually forgot to put slides of this, but at the end, we should kind of talk about maybe a dream figure too that Ramen would. What do we want to
I have
see from
many.
Ramen Toy
I
too?
have many.
Many, exactly. But we'll save that for the end. Just to start off, though, man, we got a big time YouTube dude in the house. I got to say, shout out to a few peeps before we get
By all
flying
means.
over here. But man, it's Kato. Big fan of Kato's collection reviews, man. Thanks for joining us. And look, he's brought some chips and dip. I could use that, but I had a little Mexi bowl, so I'm a little full right now, and I'm sure in a couple hours I'll be hungry. But thanks for joining us and subbing. I've already subbed to your show. He does great Transformers reviews, as well as I really got into Voliverse and like Action Force and stuff because his reviews he was doing them early. You know what I mean? He was getting them early. Kind of when we were all stuck in the quarantine and looking
Yeah.
for ways to add to our GI Joe classified collection. And a lot of us jumped on Action Force, and Kato had some great reviews. Always a good show to. So thanks for joining us there. And yeah, look at this. Punch and pie. What do you feel about that,
Go
Bobby?
back.
Articulated Chad. And yeah, one of the topics is, can we get this in 3 3/4? Because actually, man, you see this right above me. I want a Maverick in 3 3/4 to go with this bad boy because we're not going to see no 112 Sky Striker anytime soon. So yeah, that's definitely a topic we'll save for a little while. What else we got going on? Hello, Dan Murphy, David Speck. Freshly squeezed. Yeah, that's tomorrow. AEW. Big weekend for wrestling, like I said, WrestleMania weekend. If you guys are going to watching any WrestleMania weekend, freaking tell me because it's a big weekend. Thursday through Sunday. It's gonna be madness. And Andrew in the house. Sups, guys. I want this Maverick.
Yes.
Yeah, we all do.
We all do.
And
Yeah.
we all do. And one of the things, Bobby, is like we're gonna talk about everything, and you want it, but it's $100. So it's gonna be it's gonna be there. But let's say hello to Ski Raider. And see, look, you guys are already picking your dream toys.
I
And
mean,
Romo, what did you want me to watch in here? Watch us.
what kind of question is that?
Right, exactly. Oh, dude, thanks so much, man. Appreciate you, Chad. Oh man, that was nice, of course. But I'll stick to my custom 4-inch Maverick. Hey, show that off, man. I think I told you to do. I'm gonna have to do some research and see if you posted pictures of that. Go follow Articulated Chad on social media and go watch his Neon at Night. And he's pretty awesome, dude. All right, let's get into some of the topics we got today. But first off is, and thanks again, Chad. Look, gotta be the best name ever for a toy company because I'm a big fan of ramen.
Dude, actually, I'm a fan of Ramen Toys, and we, my wife and I, actually found 2 new ramen places by us. Really good.
Really,
Oh,
even down in Texas, you got some good ass ramen down there.
oh, dude. Well, here's the thing. Houston is one of the most diverse cities in the country, so we have everything you want, and it's going to be good.
Mm-hmm. No, that's true. I had some good food there, but I was looking for Tex-Mex mostly.
Yeah.
I was down in Houston. So here we go. Ace is the bestest. All right. And I thought this was gonna start off with a Magic Mike show. Hey, that might be on a toy kind of mood
Let
at
me get in shape
night.
first. Let me get in shape first.
Rat face in the house. So guys and everyone, go follow his channel and a bunch of YouTubers in here. But anyway, look, retro, artistic, model grade 80s nostalgia. That sums up Ramen Toys and Ramen Toy, and it's brilliant. And here's a look at some of the stuff we got going on there. I'll do it full screen. And yeah, I mean, he's got some cool stuff. So we're gonna kind of go over where they're coming from, what they've had in their collection. We won't go too deep into it because we are here for Maverick and kind of talking about that with Classified. And here's a good topic. How many Ramen Toys do you have in hand? I'm worried about the quality. The quality I've seen isn't that good. Well, my question is to you, Matthew, how many do you have in hand? Because I mean, from the looks of it, the Maverick appeals to me. The rest, it's not exactly my cup of tea, but it is Bobby's, and it is plenty of other people because I've read up on the pages and the comments, and people seem to be pretty thrilled with what they're getting. But as far as experience in hand, I don't know. Maverick will be my first, I suppose. So,
Here we go. Hold on. We got Payne's got the Ramen Silverhawks. All right. Those
what's
are
up,
dope.
Payne? There you go. He loves them. All right, there you go. And yeah, mask. I wanted to point that out because that's Bobby. That's your wheelhouse. So, yeah. And here we go, Kato. The Quicksilver is solid. So there you go. I mean, we got some solid, but yeah, Maverick's going to be a lot of people's first.
Yeah.
And all right. So coming up next, our last episode, Bobby, you hosted it. You and Lance Paul, the traveling nerd, summed up the Masters of the Universe, kind of like that whole extravaganza of their yearly catalog, if you will. So we're gonna kind of segue from 115 into 116 here with Master of the Verse. Take it away. You're the Motu expert on the show, so go ahead, man.
Yeah. So look, as we broke down last episode, I mean, Mattel is just heavy hitting. I mean, they're coming out with I think it was 4 different waves this year. But the biggest issue that a lot of people have had with both Masterverse and Origins was the He-Man face and that head sculpt. I know when we did PowerCon, the first thing you did, dude, was you bought new heads for your He-Man Masterverse because you're like, this head is just bad. And they were, the Dolph Lundgren head sculpt on the movie figure was not the best. I might pick up these head sculpts just because they look just so much better than. And look, I get it. Mattel had to do a quick release or what have you, but and Ramen is able to put in the time and more time and more effort, if you will, for the head, and that's fine. But yeah, these look fantastic, and the fact that they do fit on both the Masterverse and the Origins figures is a great point.
In the Super 7 as well. I think a lot of it was intended for that.
Yeah,
is an alternative to the Super 7. And I gotta say, I mean, if you go on eBay and you buy a head sculpt, they usually cost $33 for a one.
For one,
I bought head sculpts $30 to $40 for one head sculpt because I thought it was worth it. And he's offering you professional quality. It's not going to be Hasbro. It's not a multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar company or Mattel or whatever like that. But from one man army.
No, it's
You're
great.
getting 3 head sculpts, at least 2 really. We haven't seen the third for Origins, but 2 Masterverse head sculpts at, about $15 each. And if you get all 3, $33. I think that's a very fair price because I know personally from buying tons of custom head sculpts. I got some here that, I paid a lot more than that. So we'll talk about those kind of things right there. I do want to catch up with a couple of comments here really quickly before we move on. There were some good points brought up. And I love that everyone, Kato's getting the shout. And yeah, look, the quality is good. and he's had 0 issues with
Good.
Monstar Quicksilver, so that's good. Yeah, I mean, I'll probably have to dig into more reviews. To be
Yeah.
honest, I haven't done my full research on Ramen Toy. I just went through kind of the group and what he's got coming out. But I'm impressed so far. But as far as digging in deep and having it in hand, I don't have that experience, and neither does Bobby, right? So,
Sure, no.
yeah. So what else? Okay, so yeah, this is the big topic.
Yep.
And they've actually cleared that up, and we're going to get into that as far as does it fit in when classified? That's the main thing. But
Tony's
we gotta
jumping to the end.
Yep, we gotta do the appetizer first. So, what else we got going on? Okay, cool. All right, we'll move on here and take another look. Oh, there you go. There's a nice, much bigger, and that's the Super 7.
Yes,
right?
Super 7. That's the Masterverse Dolph Lundgren. And look, the rest of the figure looks great. I don't think it sucks because I mentioned it last week. That I've never been mad at the figure itself. It's always been like the way the head sculpt on some of these figures does look, and Ramen looks to have cleared this up for us.
All right, here we go. And there's another look. As I mentioned, they're $15.90 each, set of 3 for 33. And there's some more looks that we're getting. The two different. Which do you prefer as a He-Man? Are you a fan of the movie as well? And did you like?
Look. The fact that the movie came out in '87, I was 5. It's one of those movies that is it good? No, it's not. Is there cool things about it? Obviously. Dolph Lundgren, Frank Langella, a young Courtney Cox, pre friends. Look, there's a lot, that went into making that movie. There's a really fascinating behind the scenes of it. So no, I like it as much as I do Super Mario Brothers. Like, is it a good movie? No. Is it fun? Absolutely.
And in the 80s, that's usually what matters most. Yeah, Kato said
nostalgia beats plot. My wife tells me that all the time. You just like it because nostalgia. No, it's a good movie. No, this movie is not good. It's nostalgia. It's just nostalgia.
And yeah, hey, shout out to Leanne. Nice to see you. Awesome photographer for Classified. And yeah, it did initially tower over Snake Eyes, but there have been some adjustments, or there will. So we're very pleased about that. Yeah, and there's a look that's Faker body Masterverse.
Yeah, it's Faker from the Revelations.
Yeah. And yeah, that looks pretty cool actually with Faker.
does.
I mean, obviously the skin tone is off, but well, actually you can't really tell in that picture.
Yeah.
But
Franklin Joe did a great skeleton.
yeah, it looks pretty dope. And okay, sticking with Motu and the Dinobones. So the Battle Bones.
Yeah,
so
Battle Bones.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, obviously we're gonna be dealing with like the renaming because the names are copywritten. And like everyone had this. If you had Masters, any Motu toys, you had this.
Yeah, definitely did.
Yeah, but the issue was always that the clips would break because you would always like jam your fingers into the figures into them, and the plastic would get weak and break. I loved Battle Bones. It was such a clever way to do like a carrying case / action toy. So yeah, I love this. Even I mean, it's one of those things where I might have to pre-order it just because I don't know if Mattel's going to make a new Battle Bones carrying case. I hope they do, but
why wait if you can get it from Ramen, right?
Exactly.
So, interesting thing though. So that's a collector's carry case, and it looks the same.
Yeah.
So you could see right on the sides that it will be.
Yep.
It will offer the same ability, and here's more looks at it. Oh, it looks really good there.
Yeah, it looks like look at that. Like that looks just fantastic. I think it's the coloring. The coloring of it makes it look more bone-ish than just like sun bleached white.
Oh yeah, it is. It's Wednesday. You know what that means? No, that's tomorrow. Yeah. We had to make an adjustment and turn back the clock and do a Tuesday. So I'm sure half of our friends are watching that other show, that other GI Joe show. But no, shout out to what's on Joe Mind. But if you're going back and forth, it's all love. We usually do Wednesday so we can enjoy our own nights. But look, Mattel's gonna make this. Yeah, Mattel's gonna make everything, especially after we saw. If you missed our last episode, there was a lot that came out. That was a terrific show you did, Bob.
You know, and I feel Mattel felt they needed to do that after all the clickbaity channels like, oh, Mattel's, the Motu line is dead. Motu line is dead. They're canceling it. And then the way that Hasbro's been coming out with G.I. Joe Classified, I feel that, Mattel was like, all right, fine, let's go like full force, like, because I feel Mattel has kind of been playing it safe with Motu for the past like 2 years. Like,
besides having thousands of them at every Target, I mean, that's not too safe. The distribution isn't safe, but yeah, I know what you mean as far as releases and timing. Yeah.
Right, it's like we're gonna put like one wave out, like 2 waves out maybe, and now they're like, no, screw it. Here's 4 waves. Have fun. Like, oh, okay.
There you go. Battle Bones.
There you go.
So we don't want to take any shine away from our friend Ramen. So if you don't want to wait, and you're gonna order Maverick anyway, order both, and then you can wait there. So and there's a awesome, beautiful poster artwork. Yeah, it's tremendous.
Look, Motu in the 80s had the greatest box art. They just did.
Yep. And shout out to Ken, man. I was giving him shit. I'm like, why'd you post about freaking Maverick the night before but he did like a little news clip, and it's always great. Toy Connections, one of the best, absolute best toy news topic channels. He's got a great show every Sunday, and we asked him to be on the show, but he's working. It would have been great to have Ken on. Dying to do another show with Ken. We always have a good time. Maybe he'll join us for the wrestling one or whatever. But oh, look at that, Trab Dog. Look at the link I sent you. Yeah, let me look at the link while I host a show. But actually, when Bobby talks, I'll take a quick look. See, I think he's talking about the link to maybe the Mezco Batman. Is that what the release or something?
Yeah. I think they're talking about the Batman 89.
Oh, yeah. No, I've seen this. This was the third party. Another the 112, the Air Force KG Hobby Maverick. Yeah. I saw that one. I prefer this one because it's more accurate. And actually, he's a Navy pilot anyway. So that one said Air Force. But yeah, there's another alternative. I don't know if you saw that other one, but. Yeah, look at this. I'll hop on for 5 minutes if you want to give me shit in person. Yeah, sure. When we start Maverick, we'll send you a link. But all right, cool. We love surprise guests. That's what we do on the show. So moving on from Motu to Brave Star, aka the Marshal for Ramen Toy. So you're a Brave Star person. You have some graded stuff, right?
So. Yeah. So I actually have my Marshal Brave Star in box graded. It's at my house right now. I'm house sitting, so it's not here. But I have it graded. It's actually I think it's a 7. So for a damn near 40-year-old toy, it's actually really dope. Look, I loved Brave Star. I see everyone else did, which is great. Being from Texas, having a cartoon based, in New Texas was fantastic. 3-0, which is actually 30-30. Both his steed and sidekick, and I love 30-30 because it was like a horse, and it was basically I'm not gonna say a better Battle Cat, because Battle Cat is a badass like character unto itself, but Bears would jump up or jump off. 30-30 would like get on his hinds, plot his rifle and start like just blasting. It's like that's yes. I loved 30-30. So yeah. I love this. And this and Marshall, we're gonna get to in a minute. It's dope. It was also the last Filmation cartoon.
Oh, no kidding.
No kidding.
Way. That's awesome.
Yes.
Man, that looks so dope. I actually don't know why, never messed with Brave Star. And it's so weird. As a kid, I liked the kind of like the cowboy shows, but I didn't get to like into like animated comic book toy Western stuff. You know
Well,
what I mean? So Western fantasy, as we say.
yeah, and for me, once again, I think the bad guy was Tex Hex or Hex Tex, and I've got that figure loose actually by my Gravestar and graded. But once again, like it was New Texas. It was and he had he could call on. It was Eyes of an Eagle, Speed of a Puma, and Strength of a Bear, and it was dope, dude. It was
Damn, is this on Tubi? Because Tubi has all the old stuff.
I believe it is on Tubi. Yes.
All right, because I'm sure, or I'll just have to yeah. How can I not watch this?
Yeah.
Thing, right.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's the Marshall.
Yeah, look at this. I mean, I wish I could find them. I had the guns that were the laser sensor. Yes, there you go, Matt. Yeah, it was laser censored, and if like you hit the little laser, like either like make a noise or the clip would drop. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I had all the figures. I had it was also cool. It was one of the really only toys I can think of that really like relied on the laser technology of the late 80s, which sucked because it didn't really work. It didn't really work.
Yeah.
But Brave Star was badass and I loved it. So yeah.
There's another look at wow, look at that. That looks tremendous.
Now this is definitely an updated version of Brave Star, but that is that's dope. That is amazing.
It looks super cool. I'm not gonna lie.
I love it. Like the visor is new. Like some of it is new, but I don't care. It looks awesome. It looks.
I love how everyone's like squabbling over there. Like, oh, I didn't get an invite. Oh, because Toy Ken. And speaking of Toy Ken, I think he's joined us right now. Are you there, Ken? You are live.
I am. I know I said I only had a few minutes, but Travis, I know you've invited me like 15 times, and this is the first time I've said yes, just for like a cameo. And I'm kind of like, Travis is going to think I don't like him if I don't at least put in a cameo appearance. Plus, it's my first time connecting with Sir Robert Bexar III, or however his Facebook name is stated.
Dude, you're speaking of WrestleMania, you're just botchamania all over the place, brother.
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that.
They are. No, I'm just messing. Man, 15 times. I thought it was 13, but who's counting? But yeah, when I think nostalgia and I think toys and topics, and then of course, I mean, there's a connection between you and Ramen Toy. Do you want to talk about, because so we invited Ramen Toy to be on the show. He's done YouTube and whatnot, and he's in Hong Kong and he's in a hotel. We know how that Wi-Fi situation goes, especially overseas. In a hotel. He's like, I don't have my equipment, but I said we'll bring you back on maybe leading up to the Maverick release, or maybe when it comes out, whatever, we'll have you on. But Ken, you want to talk about maybe you and Ramen for a bit?
Well, he's a dude who makes toys, and I'm a dude who buys toys. Other than that, I thought I was going to hijack the show and talk wrestling with the two of you folks. But sure, I can talk Ramen Toy.
That's on April. So that's on April 8th. We'll just promote it right now. A Toy Kind of Mood at night. I think it's a Saturday night. It's the weekend after, because we know how WrestleMania works, right? Monday Night Raw and SmackDown after Mania are almost as important sometimes as storyline. So we're gonna wait the week out, take a deep breath, and then there's going to be a ton of toys released and access. Shout out to Bill McKenna, so Steve Ozer, JP from Ringside Collectibles. So maybe we'll have one of those guys on as well, and we'll talk about access. And Ryan is definitely in, and we're doing Saturday night Toy Kind of Mood at night. And man, if you want to, even if it's like this, you don't have off the cuff, you want to join us for 10 minutes or whatever, it'd be fun to have you.
Yeah, I mean, I know we talk often enough as it is, but like, don't get a chance to coordinate times and things like that. But I'll just say that between WrestleMania, hopefully Cody Rhodes takes that belt. I don't know how you two feel about that, but I'm hoping for it. Yeah.
Bobby's not into really wrestling. Bobby's not a wrestling guy.
That's okay. Bobby's a Marvel Legends and Transformers guy, isn't he?
I am.
There you go.
He's into a lot of things. Marvel Legends.
I'm into too many things. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you and I, you and everybody else in watching the show. But yeah, anyway, I mean, is that it? I mean, I thought you had a deeper connection to Ramen Toy, man.
Oh well, not really, other than the fact that, like I said, I buy toys and he has toys. No, just kidding. You know what? When he released this what do you call it? The images of the Maverick figure, the one thing that a lot of people thought obviously was that the scale was off. Mm-hmm. And then he pointed out very quickly, and speaking of connections to him, I asked him a little bit about that, and he said, look, the prototype, the joints were not pushed all the way in at the hips, so it made him look taller. And when he pushed them in, then the scale was a lot closer. And then he's still going to try to shave a few millimeters off to get it to the height of classified Snake Eyes, which is probably still too tall. See, there you go. Like, did you see that upper photo there? And if he even shaves a few millimeters off that top photo, then he'll get it to the height of the classified Snake Eyes. And the bottom one was when the legs weren't pushed all the way in. So that'll probably scale it pretty nicely. And then he'll leave the original height from the top photo there for Iceman, I think is what he's going to do, because that's closer to what Val Kilmer's height is. Yeah. You know, Tom Cruise is a short guy like me.
Yeah, no, yeah, Tom. So yeah, we'll get into all that, but that's a great kind of a lead as far as why we're doing the show, because a lot of people want. I mean, who else are you going to put Cruise with? You could put him with, you know, if you got like celebrity type figures like I do, military, they're kind of perfect there. But otherwise, you got to put him with your Joe. So it's a very important to be on scale. And I know the first pictures kind of frightened people off. But even if it's just the top one, I mean, you could bend the knee. You can put Snake Eyes in the front of him. You know what I mean? I don't think it's gonna be I guess it would fit a McFarlane or a NECA well, because he is short, but also he's an icon, a hero. I don't think you want him like Wolverine in this instance.
No, not at all. And I'm going to keep calling him this, but Sir Robert Bexar III will probably remember this. But during the Diamond Select and Marvel Legends days, if you didn't have a character in Marvel Legends and you had to buy a Diamond Select figure, you put them together. Bobby's nodding, right? And you would just bend the knees or something like that. Like, I did not have an Emma Frost in my Marvel Legends collection for so long, so I ended up with the Diamond Select version, right? Just the way it went.
And sometimes it worked out for the best. Like the Diamond Select thing towers over the Marvel Legends, and it looks brilliant with them. Mm-hmm. But you're right. Like if you have like I'm really excited for that Diamond Select Iceman coming out, and but I know it's gonna be like an inch taller than all the other Marvel Legends. Like, all right.
Here's an example, right? So we got Sergeant Slaughter.
Yep.
G.I. Joe Classified, and then you got the Mattel, which is about closer to 6.5. But look, if you bend the knees a little bit. Well, I guess even a lot. Who cares? They're action figures. Put them in an action pose. Look, not so different, right? Not so different. And for a while, this was a placeholder until this one came out. And so, and I actually had another. This is a terrific figure, and it's going to belong in my wrestling collection. But I had another Elite that I've since sold, since I have this and this now. But for a while, he was in the back because he's a tall figure, and he had bent knees, and you couldn't even see the knees because I had him in a group photo anyway, and it was fine. It works, and people are freaking out about Tom Cruise, and Tom Cruise is going to be the Maverick figure. I'm sorry, is going to be shorter than this one. It's probably going to be it's even going to be shorter. He didn't do a Sarge comparison, but it's going to be shorter than the Sarge, a little bit shorter. But yeah, it's going to be taller than your female Joes and your Snake Eyes. That's just the way it is, you know.
Where it was a little bit shorter
than the Sarge.
Okay. Yeah, good.
Yeah, sorry. He did a group shot. He did a group shot that was a little shorter than the Sarge, and then that was before he pushed the leg joints in. And if he jumps on later and corrects everything I said, then you can just say that idiot Ken got it all wrong. But that's where. So it'll be quite a bit shorter than the Sarge when he's done. As far as I know, as of Saturday night when I made my video, that was the news I got. So yeah. All right. Anywho, gents, I know I said I'd only be a few minutes, so I'll stop hijacking the show, but thanks for the invite. right?
You got it.
And
I don't know if
Go-
that was an invite or a run-in. I think we heard your music and you came in with a kendo stick, brother.
there we go. There we go. Right. I know I got my camera off and all that, but I don't know. I'll just quickly show you. I got the same Sarge. So, you know,
Yay! There you go. Good to
life
see
is
you.
good. Life is good. All right. All right, gentlemen. Thanks. Have a fantastic show. And thanks for the impromptu invite / run-in / chair shots across the back of both heads. Happy WrestleMania weekend.
What we do. We'll talk more about WrestleMania.
Later,
Talk to you
Ken.
soon. See you, Kenny.
You guys are awesome. Take care.
Right, you're awesome too. See you later. So yeah, we'll get back right into it. And yeah, we'll talk plenty of Maverick, but we gotta go with Mask because Bobby, this is your cup of tea, man. And we got the what he calls the red gull wing. We know
Red
it's the
Gull Wing,
Thunderhawk
yes.
stuff.
The
Yeah.
Thunderhawk is the Camaro Z28. Look, I still have my original
James.
Thunderhawk. I have my original Thunderhawk. It's missing one of the doors, battle damage. It is Matt Tracker's car, leader of Mask. I mean, he's doing such a good job with this. I think if we go, let's see here. If we do, I think it's the next slide. And there's the original.
That's showing the retro box.
Yeah, here we go. So we see like he's doing, the paint, the decals inside. He's doing a Matt Tracker with it. I know that in the original Thunderhawk, if we go back, underneath it, it did drop bombs. And he is doing 2 sets. He's doing a new like stylized bomb drop, and he's doing the original like kind of like triangular or pyramid-esque bombs. The scale, Dave, I think it is the old school 3 3/4. It is the same scale. So look, this is one of those things where if it hits that sweet spot on the pricing, like take my money, I'm in.
Yeah, where's articulated 1/18 scale Chad? Because this is he just said hi and bye, but man, I want to know what he thinks too, man, because he's such a proponent for
Look,
3/4. But yeah, look at that detail.
Look at that detail in there. You see, the Venom jet / helicopter, which I thought was kind of weird, but whatever. I think this is an absolute like fantastic design, and I'm in for the red gull wing, which is Thunderhawk.
There you go.
I love that. I love it.
And then this is all the bits and pieces of that. Let's see if we can get a bigger shot for you. But yeah.
So I mean 170. It is pricey, but I mean it's worth it. Like this is a customed a custom toy. And as far as we know, I mean, granted, last year Emily did say that she can neither confirm nor deny Classified would be taking up Mask. Lenny did say that only 2 years in, so there's plenty to go around. And Mask is technically part of the Joe franchise because Matt Tracker has been included in Joe figures twice now in the past 10 years. So, will we get Mask? Yes, but it'll probably be Classified or like a HasLab, which I'm a little afraid about the HasLab if they do that. But this is fantastic. It's great. I love it.
Yep, and then we got more. Is the shark?
The shark, yeah, which is also known as the Great White is actually that's the name that they're giving it. It's the shark. It's the Porsche 928, which turned into a tack sub, which is driven / subbed by Gloria Baker, which I also loved her helmet. This is actually one of the few Mask cars, shockingly, I didn't have. I don't know why I never had the Porsche 28. I'm shocked my dad didn't get it for me. But the cool thing is that Gloria Baker would every now and then drive and fly the Thunderhawk. So she would do both. She'd do the shark. She'd do the Thunderhawk. Look, it's fantastic. It really is. I like how they changed the name to Porsche White instead of Gloria Baker. I dig it. I mean, look, I mean, it looks really clean. I mean, there's original, looks great. This one looks fresh, like it has a. Thank you, Leanne. This is why I never had the toy, because it was never made as a toy. There we go. Thank you. Makes sense. Like that had everything of mask.
Yeah, this is a custom box. I should have mentioned that, but yeah,
Oh, that's why I was like, I saw it.
That's a tremendous looking custom box. Like, I mean, it looks real as hell.
It looks
right?
real, but I was like racking my brain, going, I never saw Shark. I never had Shark. I had all the cars. How did I not have this one? So there we go. It was never made.
And then there's a more prototype images of it. So.
It looks fantastic. I mean, it does. I mean, ramen knows, what the nostalgia is going to go for it, and this is fantastic. I love it.
It fills a void for sure. So we'll run through this. I believe Black Genghis KJ talked a lot about it. It's funny, he calls it the Ace Ramen Toy, calls it the Ramen Racer. How about the Ramengen Vengeance? It's just some stats on it. It's tooled and made from injected ABS with rubber tires, so it's going to feature a lot of the same stuff that the HasLab wasn't, not all the way, but it does have headlights, tail lights, dash lights. You can open the engine hood and the trunk, and the wheels are independent, free rolling, and the front seats are positional and everything. And there's all the pieces. So let's go.
The Inferno pack. The Ramengen of Vengeance, yes.
The Ramengen. Yeah. And it's gonna seat, your 4-inch, your 6-inch figures, and comes with an engine sound module, a removable front grille, and then he's coming out with all kind of different add-ons and categories, which is cool. It's almost like he's almost having like his own quote unquote HasLab, where you pay like 11, I think the early bird's like 11 extra bucks for kind of different pieces, removable tail lights, and there's all kind of options for engine hoods and blower options, removable rims, as you can see, all that stuff. Obviously the Inferno fire packs and whatnot. There's a look, he's going with 2 color options, which is really cool. The Tiger Orange or Graphite Black. Bobby, price on this is I think he said the first week of April, so that's a week or two. Early bird is $175, and then each add-on was $11, and then after 30 days he's charging $250 for this. So kind of a similar price to the Engine of Vengeance, but guess what, you can't get the Engine of Vengeance anymore, so this is your only choice. And plus it's one man in his factory making this, as opposed to a big company. So it's the prices. If you're asking for custom work, the price is just going to be higher. It's just the way it is. I mean, there's no way around it, right?
Yeah, I definitely have a Dukes of Hazzard theme song playing in my head right now. But once again, I mean, look, I don't think, because we're once again talking about pricing, and it's his HasLab, and it's still going to be $100 cheaper than the HasLab, and so for that $100, I'm like, no, I'm sorry. It's like, I'll show him $200. He was what, $450 was the HasLab, right?
Was it $450? Can someone in the chat confirm that? I thought it was $350, but okay, $450.
Okay, $375.
I'm not sure.
All right. So look, if you just want the car for $175, like that's like I can't.
Yep. And
granted, the HasLab came with figures and LED lights, fine. However, like this is all you really need. This is all we really need.
He is doing a Ghost Rider figure. That's a way early prototype, but the body looks great. Obviously the skull is not done. It's an unfinished skull. I'm sure the final and I'm sure the blaze it won't just be pink, you know what I mean? So early bird is the way for sure. And then look, there's an actual Dodge. I think you mentioned this, Bobby, in pre-pro about the Dodge Charger as to the Charger, like so.
Right, and look, yes, look, the his tank looks fantastic. I'm excited to get that in, but I think I think I think Hasbro is getting away from, hey, a lot of us just want a simple toy to put our figures in. That's why a lot of people have gone to like what was it?
So Payne clears it up. He says that's just going to be a head sculpt. So God,
Okay.
thanks. So the body that's why the head's not done. The body is a Marvel Legends.
Okay.
Thanks for clearing that up. It's
Yeah, I
Ghost
appreciate
Rider
that,
Red.
man.
I should know that, but guess what? I left it in the card because I love the card so much that I never opened it. So that's why I was unaware of what it was. But yeah, I really appreciate that. That's why we had an awesome group. But yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I think Hasbro is missing the point. Like, just go to this one. Okay, look right here. Hasbro, like, and yes, the HasLabs are fantastic. They're like these giant, vehicles, and that's great. However, I think what they're missing, I think what McFarlane is actually understanding is a lot of us just want vehicles to put our stuff in. That's why the Batmobile, looks great. It's not as pricey as a HasLab. They've gone, but it's bigger. It is bigger. You look at like people like I know Tony was doing like the Bratz car, modding it out and making it a gangster car. All right, great. And you did that. They've done it with that and the Fortnite boat for the Dreadnoughts. It's like those, and you got them for what, $25-$30? Like that. I think they need to get away kind of from like the whole like collector appeal and just go for like broad, like the broad approach. Like, hey, here's a cool vehicle. No, it doesn't light up. I'm sorry, but here's a cool vehicle. It has some cool shit.
Or you could do both. Do a premium version with light up, LED,
Sure.
all that, and then do a basic. How hard is it? Because to give us the premium stuff, you're gonna make the basic model anyway.
Yeah.
And you can make them make to order, so they're not stuck with anything. You don't have to do it on the pulse.
Yeah, and look, if you wanted, if they made let's just say an Engine of Vengeance for, you know what? Screw the Engine of Vengeance. Look what they did when they had the Cosmic Ghost Rider for like $45, or when they had like the writing Marvel Legends. You had the Ghost Rider, or the Cosmic Ghost Rider. You had Squirrel Girl, and I think you had the Wolverine on his bike. $45, and it was great. Like, give me just a simple bike and Wolverine, or like Ghost Rider on his bike. That's all I want. I don't need, and I think, and I get to go after the collector market. Thanks, Dave. Yeah. Hold on, real quick. Let's look at this.
I posted that one already.
Yeah, but they're going after the collector market, and I get that. I get that they're going, oh, we can make money there. However, the problem that they need to look at, I don't know why they're not, Hasbro, hire me, I'll save you, is that they're not looking at the future. They're looking at right now and 12, 14, 16 months ago when people had, a bit more. So right now that market is going to drop and drop hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that they're banking on a lot of shit that they're not foreseeing the future. They're not forecasting anything like, oh, based on, last year's, like that. No, look to next year, look to 2 years from now. Like, they've got to be smart about this shit, or else we can kiss the HasLab goodbye.
Yep.
Right.
Do want to bring this really quickly up. Payne brought up. Yeah, we talked about this earlier. We actually were going to have Ace on today, but he had I don't know if this is a reference to that, but yeah, he had some hotel Wi-Fi in Hong Kong, and he didn't have his equipment. So we're going to catch up with Ace down the line.
Yeah,
but
we all know that hotel Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we ain't messing with that. So we've had our Wi-Fi issues in the past, but we were gonna we'll save it for a rainy day.
And real quick to what Dan had just said, that pisses me off. And I've talked to you about this. I've talked to Steven about this. I'll talk to KJ about it. I've vented repeatedly in our chat about this shit. And the fact that I don't have my X-Force because of that shit. I don't have my X-Men, blue and gold because of this shit. Like, I hate multi-packs. Like, if I want to buy all three, I will buy all three. Give me the opportunity to buy all three. But don't force me to buy all three at once.
Yep.
I find that really like the oh, here's a 2-pack. I don't want a 2-pack. Like the Spider-Man, the black suit, and the Carnage 2-pack. I don't want a 2-pack of that. I just want that Spidey. And you know what? Even now, I don't want it because I got Spidey already. And give me that Carnage. That Carnage is great. And I look.
I feel like every Spider-Man figure right now has to come in some multi-pack because they know people want the Spider-Man, so they're giving us these C-list characters, which are cool for diehard people, but maybe not for people who don't want to spend 136 or 172. They just want to spend their $25. And
Perfect example. Perfect example. That 6-pack or the 5-pack. There's a 5-pack. No, it's a 6-pack. 5 villains and Spidey. We're like, no villain in there was like easily recognizable. Now, granted, it had beautiful, Stegman art. I love Ryan Stegman's art. I love that box. I thought it was beautiful. I'm not paying $140, $150 with tax and shipping, for 5 D-list villains and a cool Spidey. I'm not. Now, if they'd done like a Sinister Six, San Diego, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Whatever, I'll do it. But it's like, I know why they're doing it, and that's what pisses me off even more.
Yeah.
It's a blatant like, we don't care. And don't get me wrong, I know, I get it. Capitalism, they're corporations. I get it. They don't give a shit about people. But if you really want people to like stay with your brand, don't piss them off.
Yep. That's why other than Joe's, that's why I'm clearance waiting all the Hasbro products at this point. Sorry, got to do what you got to do. Inflation's a bitch. But you know what won't piss us off? This. And that's why you're all here. The main event. Thanks for, if you were just waiting for this, I really appreciate it. But we had to tell you a little bit about Ramen Toy and dive back in. But look, just to run down the product features of this bad boy, it is 1/12 scale. The original approximate 162 millimeters. They promised to go down 158 millimeters, which is more on par with scale with classified as opposed to what we talked about, like WWE or whatever. So look, super realistic face sculpt paint finish. He's got the wearable HGU 33 helmet with the movie accurate deco, as you can see in his hand. We got a million slides, so stay tuned.
Let's do it.
It's got a working visor, slides up and down. The oxygen mask is made from pliable, soft plastic, and it latches into either side. Realistic squadron patches with intricate detailing. Even got the wristwatch with watch face details. 3 pairs of option hands plus 1 right hand salute, which we didn't even get from Sergeant Slaughter, which we talked about. We wanted that salute. And then he's got the right thumbs up hand. The G suit is removable, and it's just got the harness, the buckles. Ace even explains on the Ramen Toys page how to disassemble the G suit. It's almost like taking it off in real life. The aviators do come off. They're a pair, and then 24 points of articulation and PVC and ABS construction and limited edition. So these are going to fly despite the price. I mean, people would pay $300 for this.
Yeah.
So it's going to be listed as SRP is $99.95 USD, but he is going, Ace Ramen Toy is going to do an early bird $69.95 USD on ramentoy.com. But Bobby, look at that face sculpt. I wanted to keep the full screen because look at that face sculpt. That is among the best.
First off, permission to buzz the tower. Look, this is absolutely amazing. Like I told you today on the phone, like I watched Maverick. I mean, I watched it so many times as a kid. My parents just said like how they would take me to the dollar theater to watch it, and finally they just gave in and bought me the VHS as a kid. I had the helmet. As a kid. It was an amazing. Look, propaganda-wise, yes, it's as jingoistic as possible. But look, who gives a shit? The movie was amazing. Watch the birdie, okay? Like before anyone gets mad, it's foreign relations. All right, that's all it was. Look, I mean, I look at that helmet. I mean, look at the oxygen mask. I mean,
So that's the magnifying.
Yeah.
He's got a video on Ramen Toy, but look at that image. That is, I mean, that's Hot Toys level face sculpt.
It is fantastic. And who said earlier? Neil, 100% right. We need a goose and an Iceman. Now, Trav, you said that they are talking about doing an Iceman, right? Is that what you said earlier?
Nope.
That Ken, I think Ken said that they're
maybe Ken, but
yeah,
yeah,
they're looking at doing an Iceman. Which, look, by the way, like Val Kilmer kills it in both the original Top Gun and in Maverick. And the fact that you mean, look, you need Goose because like that is his wingman, but then like you need Iceman. Like Iceman was like the perfect like a-hole foil in the first one, and then he's like that wise sage in Maverick. I mean, it's fantastic. And look, like I Maverick is, I think, one of 3 movies where if it's on, I'm gonna just sit down and like stop everything. Like I don't care what's going on. It's like what's happening, end of the world, don't give a shit. Maverick's on. Or both Top Guns. But and I can kind of quote along with it that Tombstone and Ghostbusters are the other 2.
So, hey, hang on 1 second. Just want to clear this up. It is going to be approximately 158 millimeters, as I mentioned earlier. Yes. I know the images here, they haven't been corrected. Bobby, we got a lot of comments here. And so this was a funny one because, a classified Sky Striker. That's why people also want a 3 3/4. But I think if he sells out really fast of this, he might want to look into doing a retro, like downsizing and doing a retro version. So here's the thing. He spoiled our last segment because I was going to get kind of right into, hang on a second. I was going to get right into my dream, but there it is, man. Like that's not a great face sculpt. That's Mezco, and that they're like among the best.
Yeah.
And to me, this is just, and then the body has problems. It's not bad, right? It's fine, but it's not
bad.
It doesn't ring like that's a little better. That's pretty good from that angle, but the body is bad. You talk Fabster Live knows more about Mezco than anybody. He's the guy, but they use the old body and everything. But man, this is, if I wanted a Ramen Toy to follow this, John Wick, especially right now with John Wick 4 out, I just finally watched 3. Like this is the figure I need from Ramen Toy next. Absolutely.
I agree.
I'm just imagining, and I would pay. And what's great is you're not going to have to, I don't think you'd have to pay $180. You might pay at most 99 with shipping, or if you do an early bird. I would love to pay 100 all in with shipping and everything for a nice John Wick 112 figure from Ramen Toy. That would just, there you go. We skipped to the last segment just now, but we can go back to Cruise. But yeah, thanks David Speck for spoiling our last segment. But yeah,
it's just David Speck.
No, but we could also talk about more Dream Toys. But look, this is true. No, Tom doesn't have his likeness on anything. So this is your what? If you don't like the price, I feel you. I totally feel you. In 2023, it's been a rough year for a lot of people, including you and me. But this is the only time maybe you're gonna get something like this. And it's going to a good place. Ace is a good dude, and we don't have reviews of it, so we will do a review, and hopefully we'll get it early enough to get it out to you guys before you make that decision. But if not, I don't know, man.
I won't lie, David. Usually you read my mind. Dan right here read my mind when we said like what we wish. Tombstone. I need a Kurt Russell. I need a Val Kilmer. I need a White and Doc. Give me those. There we go.
Yeah, and then speaking of Fabster. He said the head sculpt on the Ramen Toy Maverick is better than the Air Force one. Yes, absolutely. And it just seems more, if it just looks more accurate to me. And then we got The taller height is it is at the taller height.
That's right. That's what I think. I knew I heard him say that they were looking at a taller version for Iceman because in those and like when he's like you can be my wingman anytime, or you're dangerous. Val is looking down at Tom because Val is just taller. So yeah, you would need a taller version for Iceman. And yeah, if they like this, 100%, like I will flip shit. I don't know how, but I will be getting this Maverick.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get that John Wick. I'm good. I would have gotten it a while ago. I'm gonna wait and see if someone like Ramen Toy can do a custom one. It'll be worth the wait. But yeah, there's another angle, as you can see. He's got all the great patches have detail as well. And there's that toilet.
Yeah.
Someone asked for it earlier. I can't find the comment now, but oh, here we go. Benzino.
Yeah.
Does it come with a toilet? No, it doesn't actually come with it. He mentioned it that he didn't have any 112 jumping seats or anything like that. So he thought it would be. I thought that was a hilarious looking one, but yeah.
So look, the fact that Ace can make look at that detail. I mean, that is superb. So look, just jumping ahead a bit to what I would love to see, like the Tombstone line. Absolutely, give me, Wyatt, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Give me Johnny Ringo. Give me Michael Biehn. That'd be awesome. All right.
So I mean, the thing is, we're saying gimme, but if we have to pay 75, 80 to 100 for this, are you really going to even play anything remotely close to the side characters? Not me. I'm good to just.
First off, who the hell is saying that Johnny Ringo is a side character? That is one of the greatest cowboy bad guys. So
No, I'm talking about. I'm sorry, I'm talking about recalling back to like Goose and like some of the Maverick, characters.
Well,
I'm saying Top Gun.
But here's the thing with Top Gun, like if you are a Top Gun fan, then yeah, you're gonna get Iceman, you're gonna get Goose. Like you need Goose with Maverick, you need Iceman with Maverick. It's one of those things where will you pay look at Mezco, for example. Look at Fabio buys the Mezco brand. But for have some of the stuff. Sorry, Fabster. I don't want any of that. But there are plenty of people who do want that. So look, if I can Dave's right. He is my Huckleberry. Look, if he can do this for 65, 75, 80, yeah, there are. I'm not asking for Meg Ryan here, okay? But you give me Mav, Goose, and Iceman, or the Tombstone line, or you know what? Hey, it'd be amazing if they could do this. Look, Demolition Man, give me Stallone and Wesley Snipes. That'd be awesome. And yeah, would I drop maybe a Marvel Legends line? Maybe, yeah. Those are things that no one thinks about doing it, but I would love that. I would love to have that.
Yeah. I do want to mention that I'm sorry, but I do want to mention that the early bird is $69.95. I kept saying $75.80. No. So it's $30 off early bird, and to be honest, $70 is how much you would pay for a Storm Collectibles.
Yep.
Or sometimes $70 would be a nice deal on some of those Storm Collectible, the Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, King of the Fighter. Some of those figures are $120 because they're international. Some of the Bandai stuff, the SH Fig Arts, some of that stuff that it's more premium pricing. You're paying your $60 to $120 for a figure anyway. So you can't go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm saying you're already paying that for Storm Collectibles, for Master. You're already paying that for certain figures.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, real quick, Mav, this is an interesting. I have a video coming up tomorrow morning about the legal concerns on the Maverick stuff. I'd like you to address it if you care. Look,
you can take the wheel on that. I don't know.
I know that someone was addressing it earlier about the fact that this is a Tom Cruise likeness, but while it does kind of look like Tom Cruise. Like that's not like it's a great face sculpt, but it's not Tom. So I think that they could get around that just enough. Like Ace, the man is coming. Yeah, it's true. Cease and desist from Trav, we got Ace right here.
Right. No, I said he was in a. I thought you said you were in Hong Kong in a hotel, but maybe I missed her. He said he was in China. Okay. Cool. Hey, what's up, Ace? How we doing?
But look, it's one of the things where like, I think that because it's not Tom, and it looks a little bit like him with the glasses on. Like I think there's just enough leeway. And Ace, if I'm wrong, please correct me. But I think there's just enough leeway in that face that they, because look, there's Tom. There's Maverick.
Oh, I see what you're saying. My bad. We're both doing it at the same time. Go back.
Yeah, okay. So there's Tom. There's enough difference between that photo and that Tom.
Yeah.
Like if they were like, there's obviously it's not parody law, but there is there is some and Ace is saying it right here. We have something to say about copyright and license. We will always endeavor to license, but not everything can be licensed. So, I mean, look, it's just and comic book Ben, like, A, thanks for joining. B, Trav and I aren't lawyers, even though
we just like toys and we review them. So, I mean, I don't really want to get into it, but I'm glad that other people can have that conversation. But I prefer to stay out of it.
Yeah, and look, real quick, going back to something I said earlier, Dan right here, he sells his whole Star Wars Black Line series for a Tombstone line. That is a big testament. But you know what? Honestly, I can't argue that. If I could get a whole Tombstone line, man, you'd see a lot of my stuff on eBay. Just saying.
There's a comment here that's interesting. Hot Toys precedent. Research that, please. So,
well, because SKU Raider said earlier above that. Let's see, where is it? I know. Oh, here we go. 20 years ago, Hot Toys started out with Will Smith ID4, Tom Cruise Mission Impossible, and a Top Gun 16. And I remember that Tom Cruise Mission Impossible. So yeah, Hot Toys has done this before. And so we'll see. But I think I'm gonna make the assumption here that Ace has done his research, and I don't I think that I'm going to say that Ace has done his research and in making these toys that we are all clamoring.
Yeah. One thing about Ace, he's very transparent. He's very available. If Comic Book Ben, whoever that is, wants to have a conversation with him, I'm sure he would spend a minute and talk to you or whatever, engage with you on a Facebook group. So I don't want to say he would or whatever. I don't want to speak for him, but he's been very great giving us these updates. That's why we have 50 slides today, and they're all Ramen Toy. He's very transparent about everything he does, especially we know, some of the prices are not U.S. We're used to paying the $25, $45 for toys, and we're looking at paying double here. But he's given us, enough kind of a roadmap as to when this is coming out in August, and given us updates, several of them. Sometimes in one day I'll get 10, and we're gonna dive into those really quickly. But go ahead, Bobby.
And real quick, just to piggyback on something you just said, like, look, this is $69.95 giggity, and look, this is a figure that we're not getting. Like we got like Top Gun toys when Maverick came out. It was just like a cool the F-18 or F-14.
Well, we got that. I almost forgot. We got that Top Gun Maverick Transformer. That I didn't get. I wanted it, but I was waiting for a sale. I don't think it went on sale yet. No. I forgot.
Well, but what I mean is this right here is an action figure that I think a lot of people our age want, right? And Hasbro, and granted, like no one owns like, I think Mattel owns it because they did like Hot Wheels. But and I've got that Hot Wheels F14. But look, we're getting this for $69. We're getting a $35 Spider-Man from Gamerverse that, with everything else, is 40 bucks with taxes. Like, I'd rather skip 2 to 3 Spider-Man figures and go for this. So
absolutely, yeah. In the end, it's a pretty good deal. I'd like to hear what the fans think. Are you guys going in on this? I mean, we got more subjects to talk about with the Maverick toy, but
yeah,
are you happy? Are you cool with $69.95 in the early bird, or
I'm fine with that.
$100?
I'd
like to hear.
Like I said earlier, and you mentioned it before. I'm just kind of piggybacking off of the fact that we get, Storm collectibles, we get Mezco, and I really don't care about, on certain, like, I don't need soft goods for everything. So yeah, this figure is wanted for $69, $70, for all intents and purposes. It's a Storm collectible. Fine. It's perfect. Yeah.
All right. Next subject here, and there's a reason I have this here, is because someone pointed it out to me in the group, because I said, okay, to me, Maverick would be perfect to be on par with Snake Eyes. So we're going to talk about scale and sizing right now. And then he showed me this picture, and he's like, look, Goose is just Iceman, and it's just so much bigger. And it's like, yeah, because Tom Cruise actually, for once, acknowledged that this character is his height, 5'7" or 5'6" or whatever it is. He wasn't trying to be 6'1", 6'2". So I thought that was really cool. But then I was like, do I really want? Cool, it could be accurate to Tom Cruise's size, or even if he acknowledges that Captain Mitchell is 5'7", you don't want to like short. You still want him to be. If he's short, he's short. Look, I'm only 5'10", so I'm not bashing anybody who's short, but I'm just saying, like, if he's Duke size, that's cool with me, because he's an iconic leading man character. If he's 5'7" in toy scale, cool. If he's 6'1" in toy scale, cool. I don't want him a giant. Right. I don't want him roadblock size. But to me, and we showed you what you can do if he's a little taller. To me, are you going to be that picky if he's a little bit taller? And Ace is listening. Ace is giving us a chance to, he's going down from 162 millimeters to 158. He's listening to people. And so here's the image we showed earlier with Ken.
Right.
Look, the limbs weren't pushed in because this is an early copy. It's a demo. And then he said, yeah, he learned his lesson because, the fans are going to be, we're crazy. The fandom is crazy, period. Yes. No matter what reign of pulp culture. But he's showing you the current comparison just to give you a bigger look. Man, to me, the Top Gun, it looks good. And that's 162 millimeters. And he's already promised to shave down 4 millimeters, which would make him barely taller than Snake Eyes, which is fine to me. Snake Eyes to me is not a tall character. He's a ninja. He to me, he's a 5'10" to 6 foot. I'm not sure exactly. Madsen would know, but to me, 5'10" to 6 feet. And then if this Maverick is 6'1" in the scale, maybe even 6'2", I'm fine with that. It's not enough for me to be like, oh, but yeah, the bottom picture, he looks like a giant. Yeah, I mean, he looks like a WWE figure to a classified. So I'm glad he's listening. I'm glad he's explaining, and the transparency from Ace Ramen Toys has just been tremendous. So here we got some comments here. Here we go. Early bird, no problem. Even $99. I agree, man. I agree. What else we got? It's okay.
Like for all intents and purposes, this is a one-of-a-kind figure.
Yep. All right, cool. So what else we got as far as height? There's the comparisons.
Yeah.
So KJ was showing these earlier too to us. But yeah, these are from Ace, and yeah, to me that's good. He's just about the same height as to me. Spirit. And again, Snake Eyes, these are not super tall characters. These are 5'9" to 6 feet characters. Right. So, they're not like he's just about there to me. And like, look, that's standing straight. You didn't get to bend the knees, man. And look, some of your taller characters. Batman, that's a McFarlane Batman, right?
Yep.
So it's
well, and also to be fair, McFarlane,
the 7.
it's 7, yeah, 7 inches, so they're gonna tower over everything. Yeah.
Yep. And then there's a Valaverse Desert Rat. And Valaverse is usually a shade taller than Classified, so he'll fit right in your Valaverse perfectly. So there you go. Yep. And moving on. So there you go. Tony Stark and him, to me, that works. That works really well. Yeah, he should not be taller than Iron Man, but he doesn't have to be that much shorter.
Although what's funny is that Tom Cruise and Downey Jr. are about the same height. So yeah.
Is Robert Downey really that short? I thought he was like a 5'9", 5'10".
No,
okay.
he's like 5'6", 5'7".
Yeah, but I mean, Tony Stark, the character, is a 6, maybe 6'1", something like that. So look, there you go, bang on. That's accurate then. And then also, there's some people are pointing out. There's another issue here was about you got the neck out, and there was some jokes about that, about the bone. But look, he said there's no gap present. That was it was shaved off. And he'll have a sufficient crew neck tee material. These are early prototypes, and we can understand why people would be concerned, especially for $70 to $100. But again, like, how many toy companies are going to go out and be like, "Hey, look, blah blah blah," and point everything out, nice artwork, nice design, nice explanations. Like, you really got to appreciate the transparency here, right?
Yeah.
These guys are going off.
There they are. I'm seeing it. I did an LSAT test, and that was.
I'm going to ask Ramen Toy, because he wasn't able to be on the show today, but he's in the chat. Ace, there was a question in the chat about the helmet. So the helmet looks like it's riding high on the head there. And to me, it's not, it's fine, but I'm sure it's an early prototype look, because some of the other images, as you see, the one on the right, even with the visor down, it looks more correct. That one on the left, that's just not, it's going to fit more snug on the cranium, right? Well, we already talked about the neck, but how about the helmet on top of the head? It looks like it's kind of a little higher than it should. So that's my question to him. We'll see if he responds to that. But
I mean,
again, these are prototypes.
Yeah, well, A, it's prototype. B, like, look, I still have major issues with my gung ho and his Marine hat, like, just like sitting on his head.
Which one is it? The retro one?
No, the series, like, I think. Like,
because I'm looking at my retro and it's perfect.
Yeah, no, not the retro. The retro is perfect. Yeah, the helmet works as well as it is. All right, that's fine. Like, it looks great. Like,
yeah, no, it's fine. I'm just wondering, because I saw this as a question in the group, so I figured if somebody's watching and it has the same concern, to me, it's fine. I mean, you could see more of the tremendous face sculpt this way.
Yeah,
but I'm also wondering if the helmet will fit a little snug. But if it works like that, it works like that. It's fine with it's all. There you go. Thanks so much, man.
Yep.
Appreciate that.
Perfect.
All right, cool. And then there's another last look.
Like, God, like, I can't. I'm not gonna curse. There's solid hair for the helmet that cannot be compressed. It's fair.
Yep. There you go. So.
Look, it's fantastic. Like, it looks.
That's awesome. I just love hearing the transparency and.
Yeah.
Yep. And so just to go back, and look, to me, that side image, look, he already addressed that the neck is being fixed, but to me that looks great. On that close up look. So
yeah, I mean, it's
and he says the photo isn't the best. Well, there you go. It's an iPhone. It's on an angle. So there you go. Yeah, I'm sure if he's facing more down and straight forward, as you can see, the picture on the right looks great too.
Yeah. So, no, that's
if you have.
Like, that's one of those figures that you make sure that you get make sure you get it. Look at that.
Well, yeah, now look at that. Now to me, it's perfect. You know what I mean? Like the ear guard is over just about over the ear. You do want to see, I mean, that just the face sculpt is tremendous. So you don't want to hide it too much. So that helmet look right there.
Yeah.
should pretty much make everyone happy.
Oh, yeah. Like, look,
I really appreciate it.
Oh, that's a good question. When the flight suit is on, how posable is he? That's a good question. I'm gonna assume pretty posable because it doesn't cover the joints.
Mm-hmm. I want to give another look at the helmet.
So look at that.
Look at the detail, man.
I mean, look, that's absolutely brilliant. It's amazing. Like it's what you want. Like, yeah, I have absolutely zero complaints about any of this.
Mm-hmm.
Any of this.
And then look at this. Here's an answer to a question.
Because it does look, so maybe a little constricting. But
and then Bobby, he also, just to kind of answer this question as well, he also mentioned that the Maverick's head will have it can't be the same cavity, which he mentioned, but it would be a very similar cavity to lock with the pegs of Classified, Valorverse, and Marvel Legends, because as we know with G.I. Joe Classified, the peg cavity is different.
Mm-hmm.
But I think if he has it similarly, and then KJ even made a kind of chimed in on that, he said, it'll work with the bulk majority, right? Yeah. But it can't account for all of it. So he's saying like sticky tack or kind of maybe shaving the peg down. We've had to do that with our Classified.
Yeah.
But to me, I mean, yeah, it would be fun to kind of see, I guess, like a Duke outfit or actually when we get like Ace or some of the pilots from the Classified to actually see Maverick take over those suits would be a lot of fun. So
right.
That's good to hear that we'll have the same lock cavity there for the head sculpt. So that's really cool. And yeah, man, it's awesome that he was here to answer some of the questions. And then let's see what else we got.
Yeah.
And so yes, speaking of patches,
yes,
there's right there. And that's a prototype for the decals. And so yeah, but man, they look awesome to me as just a prototype.
Look, because here's the thing, Trav, and I there are certain things where I really want to, I have like, grandiose visions for stuff I want to do. But look, this figure will actually make me need to get I have the original Top Gun poster from, I think, Randall's, like my parents got for me, that when you unfold, because I had like, it was folded, but when you unfold it, like available for purchase or rental on VHS for like $27.99. I will have to get that framed and put that with this figure. Just saying. Mm-hmm. I will have to have a little like shelf, like a little display, and have like, I've got Top Gun in the steel box. I've got Maverick, and I'll have this figure with my Top Gun poster. Because I mean, this is absolutely fantastic.
Oh yeah, and I was just gonna say, yeah, because same thing. So I got my celebrity military, of course, those two Chris's from the MCU, but yeah, it's while Cruz as a pilot and not running around machine guns, it's still gonna be cool to pose these two of them. So yeah, I can't wait. And now that he's in scale, he should be, similar height to these guys, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Also, a little real quick before we get to Ace's Top Gun, first movie available for sale on home video. That is insane. That is insane. All right, back to Ace. Some of his answers. We're going to work on the tooling. Great. Won't be just recolors. There'll be new heads, new hands with gloves for other pilots. That's
there you go. Because people asked about the other pilots, so.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, look, let's just be real here. Like, Anthony Edwards does not look like Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer doesn't look like Tom Cruise.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, question is, so it fits in. We know in scale is subjective that it fits in, but are you guys going to use how are you going to do with Maverick? No, it looks like Bobby wants to have kind of a Top Gun collection. To me, I have kind of a ragtag group of, now I've got some villains here for Maverick and some fighter pilots here. And yeah, thanks to Gridiron and thanks to Mark II Design, got a cool looking fighter pilot. And then yeah, this is my Firefly, because we all know we got that other one coming, and I really thought this Maverick inspired helmet from Gridiron was is super dope with it. It kind of makes sense for that the big body. And then yeah, this is just a cool backpack. And as we know, we're getting similar accessories from Hasbro now.
Yes.
So there's a cool looking, got some third party stuff right there. So it's going to be a lot of fun mixing and mashing. And that's kind of, I got like a dream verse going on. So to me, he's going to fit right in.
Yeah, and for me, it's like I just want if it's just Maverick, then it's just Maverick, and I put him with like my Top Gun stuff. If we get more, that'd be amazing. So, you know, Ace, you got a lot of fans in here, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, he's gonna be a $200 to $300. Yeah, it's gonna sell out, and you're gonna wish you paid $70 for it. So.
Oh yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty quiet how Ramen Toy taking over this community right now with this toy, and it was quiet actually. I do remember more people talking about your Ramen Racer, as we mentioned earlier in the show. But yeah, it was it's kind of hard to believe that nobody asked for this. And maybe we didn't know we wanted it until we saw this.
You know what? And
like,
you know what?
Damn it.
I think that's kind of spot on there, Trav, and the fact that like that we figured out. See, I'm like, see it in hand, like, oh my God, this is amazing. Like, this is one of those things where like, do you want Maverick? I'm like, that'd be cool. And then you see like, oh, yep, I need it. All right.
Yep. See, I knew Hasbro was onto something with that bodysuit that nobody wanted. I know it's a bomb vest or whatever, but
right.
I was like, everyone hated this Firefly, but now I'm like, there's Maverick's nemesis right there. I'm like, this is
there you go.
Perfect, man. If you don't mind mixing and matching with your toys. But yeah, it's crazy. And yeah, Neil says if you make it, they will come. So what do we want next, Bobby? I know I already answered it. Now that Ramen's here, Ace is here. Ace, I need a John Wick figure, man, because those other ones, they're not cutting it for me. The face sculpt. After seeing this face sculpt, I need a John Wick one, man, really badly, and I'd gladly pay the premium on that.
So if Ace does go back and watch this video, he'll see what we all want. But you want the John Wick? Look, Tombstone. Tombstone. I think I said Demolition Man. I would love, like, this alone was accepted. I love that movie. He has to come with the 3 seashells. But look, Tombstone would be a huge hit with collectors, because it's one of those movies like, we've never gotten that Val Kilmer. We've never gotten and I think this right here, we're not here to compete with anyone or step on anyone's toes. I think Ace, that is a wonderful way to put it. And I think you could fill a huge void in figures that don't get made. Like, we want them, but they don't get made. Like Top Gun, like Maverick, Iceman, Goose.
Or like some of the other stuff, you know, the Mask and the Brave Star and some of that stuff. We're not
right, like Mask, Brave Star, like the fact that we're getting Brave Star and 3030, the fact that we're getting Thunderhawk and a shark that we never got.
Iceman and Goose 2-pack this way.
What did we just talk about earlier, Travis? No more 2-packs.
Well, from Ramen Toy.
Like, I'm just saying, like, the last thing we need.
All right, but at least have them come out at the same time, so you pay the shipping once or something.
Yeah.
And then if you do what he normally does, he's like, if you buy more than, you remember the 3 face sculpts for He-Man, if you buy 3, you pretty much get 1 free. do like, hey, if you buy 2, you're gonna get a significant discount. If you only,
Right.
you know, if you don't buy 1, do something like that.
And look, like, you know, we
Yeah.
get it. Like, you know, like we could be shut down tomorrow. You know, totally understand that, but it's one of those things where, like, hey, if we have your ear, like, we're gonna tell you, like, hey, this is what we would love
Yeah.
to see, especially if you're doing like with such these figures with such great detail. Like, Skewer is like, I want it all. Give me.
That's a list.
That's a list.
That is a list.
Oh, I can't say that. I had like a Christmas wish list of what I wanted.
Yeah.
Like, here you go. Like,
Well, yeah. No, I was just gonna say we're here also to let people know that it's Ramen Toy, RamenToy.com. So you can go and check out some of his awesome 80s nostalgic toys.
like
And
I love those commanders. I love them. They're fantastic.
Last Starfighter. Yeah. Yep. There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Any final thoughts, Bobby, before we head out of here?
I want it all. I want it all. Like when I saw you making the Marshall figure, the Bravestar figure, I was like, ooh, that's awesome. Then the fact that Chav showed me the 3030, like, that's fantastic. Like, I've been watching your page for the Thunderhawk, because I've asked a few times, you know, like, hey, I want masks. Like, if you watch the show, like, I could do like a whole like compilation of me going, hey, you'll be really good for you, Joe, to do masks. I want masks. I want masks.
You said that on every single G.I. Joe classified show you've ever been on.
Every G.I. Joe classified show, I've been wanting masks, and now you've got Thunderhawk. You got like, but they look, and the reason I want them is because they look so good that it's like, oh, that's all right. All right, there we go. Oh, here we go. Marshall prototype is coming soon. That is badass. I love that. Yes, I mean, and Skew has been like on it. Like, this is how we got Hot Toys. And look, as someone who has Hot Toys, god damn, they're amazing. And look, they are worth. It's worth the price of admission. There you go. Like, sometimes you buy a ticket and you go and you're like, this sucked. Other times you pay like, you know what? It was expensive, but it was amazing. I loved every minute of it. And look, my Hot Toys, like, those are my, like, I love those. And Mask. I love Mask. It's like, I love Bravestar. I love, like, it's the nostalgia.
Yeah, and like, for those who did turn in late, we did go over this. So we got the Red Gullwing,
yes,
which is, you know, Thunderhawk, and then just to give
detail.
people another look in case they join us late. But yeah, we got the Shark.
Yep.
Coming here. So yeah, a lot of goodies coming from Ramen Toy. So definitely want to thank him. And but yeah, if Ace, we plan to have you on the show soon. Thanks for watching the show and answering fan questions. Do you have any other news? Mention it now or forever hold your peace, because we're about to blitz. But before that, Bobby, I want to ask you something. How are we feeling about this maybe being the topic for next week?
I mean, it'd be fun. Look, I want to see Dungeons and Dragons next week. I'll probably see it.
Well, that's tomorrow. So this stream is tomorrow, but since we've done the show today. Yeah, go ahead.
It's one of those. I feel it's gonna be one of those things where I see the movie, I'm like, ooh, I want that figure. I want that figure. That's amazing. And then I'm interested. Oh, damn. All right. I'm interested. You're very welcome, Ace. I'm really I'm gonna say intrigued / curious. Because and no, Dave, we didn't mention the Centurions. I know we missed that. I apologize. But I'm really intrigued with both the fact that they're dropping Dungeons and Dragons and Hasbro, considering the fact that they just did a Dungeons and Dragons and Transformers drop, like a show, like what, a few weeks ago? I feel it was within a month.
They haven't done a fan stream for Dungeons and Dragons yet. This is the first.
Oh, it's a fan. Okay, then that.
Yep, this is this Pulse fan stream is tomorrow, and then on either Tuesday, I think that's Tuesday or Wednesday, is the Transformers. I mean, maybe it's Tuesday. So I'm thinking maybe you bounce back Wednesday and discuss both fans.
Yeah, we'll be here next Wednesday. Dave, let me know how it is. It got really good reviews at South by Southwest. From what I've heard, it's a fun movie. And I was talking to a friend of the show and friend of ours, Lance, about how the fact that it's really just a really just fun movie, and like it's not don't go like expecting The Godfather, but go in there, have fun. Like I think there's a lot of films that we need, just like, you know what, it's not a work of art, but it's a fun movie. I think that we're kind of like losing sight of that just a bit, and I'm excited for D&D Honor Among Thieves, which, by the way, I saw a bar last year at San Diego had like the whole like D&D thing on it. I'm like, this is gonna be the dumbest thing ever, and that's on trailer because this was the funniest film ever. Okay, here we go.
Did they do anything for? Well, I know I'm on the West Coast and you're South, but maybe you followed it more than me. Did they do anything for D&D at WonderCon? Did you see anything?
I didn't.
I didn't really follow. I used to go to WonderCon, but ever since the pandemic, I haven't gone. And I go to conventions. I go to the events. It's not about that. It's more about just I haven't really cared to go, I guess, because I'm like cool with Comic-Con and that's it. You know what I mean? Or maybe if I go to New York. WonderCon was, man, that was like the spot for GHG to get together.
Here we go. Dave answered your question. They did not.
There you go. Yeah. Yep.
And I think this is the joke everyone's talking about. Like the movie looks like every D&D party. Like it's just gonna be like one giant messy thing. That's and I love it. I love that it's gonna be messy. But like,
I'm not a D&D guy, so
neither am I. I've never played. But from what I've heard, it's like like they did stuff at South by and it got great, really great reviews. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
Yep. But other than that, we may cover that next week. Back at our normal time, Wednesday. Yes. I think that's the 5th, right? And
I think so. Let me see.
6 p.m. And but on the 8th, it is. On the 8th, we're gonna return to Toy Kind of Mood at night and cover WrestleMania. So we're gonna talk wrestling and we're gonna talk Access. So that's WWE Mattel's biggest reveal event of the year. So we'll do that on Toy Kind of Mood at night on Saturday, April 8th with Dreadnought Ryan and myself. And maybe, as you saw earlier, maybe Ken, maybe some people from Mattel at ringside. It should be fun. So expect a pretty good week next week. But man, Bobby, this was fun. And shout out to Ace Ramen Toy joining us and talk about the amazing Tom Cruise figure. It seemed like the consensus is people are going to pay for it. We didn't really get any negative feedback as far as we got some weird IP conversations there, some lawyer talk, which
I mean, look, two comic book bins, he is an IP attorney. So that is his livelihood. And he had some good, honest questions, which you cannot fault.
I guess we should have. I think Ramen Toy probably left by now, but we should have asked him. But he did say this week it would the early bird pre-order on ramentoy.com would go up, and I think we got a slide of his website right there. So ramentoy.com this week. So just follow Ramen Toy on IG and Facebook. He's a Facebook page, and he's very transparent on everything, and you'll get updates and whatnot. So, but man, for 116, I'm good. Bobby, you good?
I'm amazing.
All right, dude. You have a wonderful night.
You too, buddy.
And Travis Moody, Bobby Behar, and we'll see you in the Ramen Toy aisle. Peace.
Peace.